Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I saw this tip most recently on Andy in the Woods' channel. If you don't know Andy in the Woods, I'll leave a link in the description below. But Andy in the Woods and I've never met him. We have no personal connection. But our channels tend to have a lot of the same kind of themes. Very bushcraft oriented, tips and tricks. We have a very similar theory on knives and techniques and skills. So we do have a lot in common, although we have never met. So I'll leave a link in the description below. So go check out Andy in the Woods, subscribe to him and leave a comment. But a couple of weeks ago, I did see him do this where he used some dried coffee grinds to make a fire. And I thought that I would give it a try. I want to do this video for a couple of different reasons. One is that I thought that it was a kind of a cool technique, and it's not so much that you're going to use coffee grinds every time to make a fire, but the idea is that there are plenty of things out there that you can ignite with either a ferro rod or a Fresnel lens that you don't always think of. So the common things that we think of might be old man's beard or birch bark or those kinds of things. But there are plenty of other things, both natural and man-made, that have similar properties that may either create an ember using a Fresnel lens or may catch a spark from a ferro rod. One of the obvious things for a ferro rod would be dryer lint. It's a man-made product, but it's fantastic for catching a spark. And there are other products, there are other similar things that we can use with a ferro rod and with a Fresnel lens that'll make an ember. The other reason that I wanted to do this is the fact that I've been trying to do this for months. I know there's certain people that swear by a Fresnel lens for making an ember. They say that, you know, there's no resources used, you're not striking your flint and steel, you're not striking off a ferro rod, you're using the pure energy from the sun, so there's absolutely zero loss in resources. But I've been waiting for months to do this video, and we live so far north that I just don't think we get enough solar energy to make it a viable ignition source. So either it's too overcast, or it's too foggy, or it's simply in the middle of winter. But there are so many times when I can't get this to work. I tried this technique the other day. It was probably in the middle of winter, bright sunny day. I put the hottest point of the magnifying sun right on my skin, and it didn't get warm at all. Now you could say that a more powerful lens might work, or that, you know, I'm sure that there are ways I could have made it work, but using this particular style of Fresnel lens in the middle of winter, to me, at the time of year, at my location, didn't produce enough solar energy to get warm. So honestly, I don't think it's a viable source of solar ignition, or a viable source of ignition. But I did want to try it. So I did this towards the end of May, in the middle of the day, and it did work. So I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm simply saying that through much of the year in my neck of the woods, I personally don't think that it's a viable source of ignition. Not something that I would ever trust. I wouldn't go out into the woods thinking this is my only source of ignition. Again, my primary source of ignition anytime I go out in the woods is always going to be a Bic lighter. My backup to my Bic lighter is another Bic lighter. My third backup to that would be another Bic lighter. That's always going to be my primary source of ignition, is always going to be a Bic. But I always practice other kinds of primitive technology, whether it be solar technician or ferro rod or flint and steel or bow drill. I'm always practicing something. But my plan A, B, and C is always going to be a Bic lighter. So here now I have the ember dropped into my bundle, and as soon as I did that, I noticed that most of the excess coffee grinds just seemed to fall down through the grass and were lost. Normally, if I'm doing a bow drill fire, most of the dust normally would kind of stay with the ember. This, I just noticed it all seemed to just kind of fall away suddenly. And I noticed that the ember, even though it took me quite a while and I thought the ember was quite large, I was a little bit disappointed with how hot it was. You can see me here now right off the bat. I'm just kind of poking at it. I'm about to give up on this because I'm thinking that it's just not hot enough. That honestly I kind of thought that I'd lost and I was about to start again. I'm looking at it and I can still see that there is a cherry there, so I'm still blowing. But I'm working on this ember much longer than I would had it been an ember from, let's say, a bow drill. I'm trying to shoot this video now in such a way that the audience can see what I'm doing, but that makes it really awkward and difficult to actually make this work. In reality, I should be kind of kneeling and looking up with this thing above my head so I can blow straight up, but that's harder to see on camera, so I think that again is what kind of slows me down here a little bit. The third and main reason that I really wanted to do this video was to say that this brown coffee table next to me is for sale. Leave comments down below if you're interested. So thanks for checking out this video, guys. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. Subscribing and sharing these videos is really what tells YouTube that the content is worth showing, and it really helps promote our channel. So please like, subscribe, and share. And leave comments down below if you want to see more content like this, or if you don't want to see content like this, or if you want to see more of Darla. Leave all those comments below. Thanks, guys.